Hi everyone, a very good evening and welcome to today's live session. This is Gayatri here. So as you all know, today we are going to be discussing reasoning ability section for the IBPS Clerk's mains examination, which is coming up this week, and we are going to be solving questions that were asked in the last week's All India mock examination, questions from the reasoning ability section. Okay. So if you look at the reasoning ability section that was asked in the last week's All India mock examination, I felt the paper was the reasoning ability section was a mark scoring section. Okay, so there were questions on syllogisms. I think 4 to 5 questions on syllogisms was there. Then there were questions on coded inequalities, questions on directions, and as usual there were puzzles or assignments, complex assignment questions, wherein one set was where they had 7 students who go to different branches and are part of different clubs. So based on that, few questions were asked, and then there was also a set where time was given, okay, in different formats, like let's say 215 is represented as hash and at the rate of, like some symbols were used to represent time. That was a very easy one actually. If you just might be it's a new type of question, right? It's not a very common type that we see, but when you start solving it, you realize it was a very easy one. Then there was another set where there are 4 there were 4 families which go for a function in a particular order, so you have to arrange them according to who comes first, who comes second, third and fourth. That was one set. Then there was a set on coding, decoding, again a fairly easy one. You just had to compare the words and the codes and arrive at the answer. Then there was one question on circular arrangement, one question on linear arrangement, and then there was also a set on ranking. Okay, so this was the general pattern of the reasoning ability section, and I felt definitely you could have scored really well in the reasoning ability section in this paper. So I hope that's what all of you also felt, those of you who took the All India mock examination. Okay, I hope all of you who are attending the IBPS Clerk's mains examination this weekend, you would have taken the All India mock examination. It's very, very important. I keep telling you this. I'm sure you would be taking, but I'm still repeating. Okay. So anyway, let's start looking at the questions in this paper now. So I've chosen most of the questions to be solved in the session. A very few easy ones I have left out. Anyway, we'll start. So let me share my screen and let us look at the first question for the session. So the first question for the session is there on your screen. The first question is on syllogisms. So try this and tell me what answer do you get. Okay, so let's try this question. What is given here? Let us draw the basic diagram for the given statements. What does the statement say? First statement says all Facebook is Orkut. So all Facebook is Orkut. All Orkut is Twitter. So all Orkut is Twitter. Some Twitter is Instagram. So some Twitter is Instagram. Next statement says some Orkut is not WhatsApp. Okay, so there is some Orkut, let's say this part, okay, some Orkut, this part is not WhatsApp. Now WhatsApp, there is another set WhatsApp, but this part of Orkut is not WhatsApp. That's what the given, that's how you draw the basic diagram with minimal overlapping for the given statements. Now let us look at the questions that follow. First conclusion, some Twitter is not WhatsApp. Yes, definitely. See, this part of Orkut, right, is not WhatsApp. So this part of Orkut, which is also Twitter, right? See, all Orkut is Twitter. This Orkut is coming inside the set Twitter. So whichever Orkut is not WhatsApp, the Twitter which are part of those Orkut, right, they are also not WhatsApp. So the first conclusion definitely follows. Second one, some Instagram is Facebook. Some Instagram is Facebook. No, it's not a definite conclusion, it's a possibility, right? According to basic diagram, there is no overlapping between Facebook and Instagram. So the second conclusion is not a definite one, so it does not follow. Third conclusion, all WhatsApp is Twitter. Again, we are not sure, right? It's not a definite conclusion again, so we are not sure whether all WhatsApp is Twitter. Might be all WhatsApp is here, so you can say all WhatsApp is Twitter, but it can also be like this. So we cannot say for sure that all WhatsApp is Twitter. So the third conclusion also does not follow. So what is the answer for this question? Only conclusion 1 follows. That is option 5 is your answer. I hope it is clear. Again, when you solve a question on syllogisms, please read the directions once, okay? Because sometimes in the questions they will ask which of these conclusions definitely does not logically follow, right? So in that case the answer will be changed. So here when I solve the question, I already read that this is logically follows, right? And then I am solving. But in the examination, remember to read the directions once. Next one. Next one is also on syllogisms. Some bike are car, all truck are bike, no cycle is bike, and all scooter are cycle. So try to draw the basic diagram for this and see if these conclusions follow. What is given here? Let me draw the basic diagram. Some bike are car. So some bike are car. All trucks are bikes. So basically truck is coming inside the set bike, and I am drawing truck with minimal overlapping, okay? All trucks are bikes. No cycle is bike. So no cycle is bike. All scooters are cycle. So again scooter will come inside the set cycle. So this is your basic diagram. Now let us look at the conclusions. First conclusion says all cars are trucks. Does that conclusion follow? No. We don't know whether all cars are trucks or some cars are trucks. We cannot say anything for sure. So this conclusion does not follow. Second conclusion. Some scooters are not bikes. Yes. See, actually we know all scooters are not bikes. But since we know all scooters are not bikes, definitely some scooters are also not bikes, because scooter is coming under the set cycle and no cycle is bike. So we can say for sure that the second conclusion is true. I hope this is clear. See, we know that no bike is cycle or no cycle is bike, and scooter is coming inside the set cycle. So when they say some scooters are not bike, yes, definitely some scooters are not bikes, because I know for sure that all the scooters cannot be bikes, right? So definitely some scooters also cannot be bikes. So the second conclusion follows. Now third one. Some cars are not scooters. Some cars are not scooters. Yes, definitely. See these cars, right? These cars which are bikes, they cannot be scooter, because bike and scooter are disjoint, right? So I can say for sure that these cars cannot be scooters. So the third conclusion also follows. So what will be your answer? Only conclusion 2 and 3 follows, that is option 1. Option 1 is your answer. Yes, all of you are getting it correctly. Good. Next one. All red are green, some greens are blue. So how do you draw the basic diagram for this one? All red are green, some greens are blue. So this is your basic diagram with minimal overlapping. Now what does the first conclusion say? All red being blue is a possibility. Definitely you can draw the set red like this also, right? All red being blue is a possibility. So first conclusion follows. Even though it was not a definite one, it's definitely a possibility. First conclusion follows. Second one. At least some green may not be red. I think there should be a B here, right? Then only the line makes sense. Now again here they have given at least some. See, at least means some, that's all, okay? So basically what the second conclusion means is some green may not be red, okay? That means now how do you interpret this line? This means that some green may not be red. So some green is not red is a possibility. That's what it means, right? So some green, so what this statement means, right? May not, that means is that some green is not red is a possibility. Definitely, is that a possibility? Yes. See this green, right? So these greens are not red. So either the set red and green, how can it be? See, both of them can be the same set, right? Red and green, both of them can be the same set because the maximum case of sum is all. Okay, either the set red and green can be like this, or this can be red and this can be green. So definitely it's a possibility that this shaded region, right, this green is not red. So some green are not red is definitely a possibility. Okay, so that is what this second conclusion means. Second conclusion means some green is not red is a possibility. So definitely some green is not red is a possibility. So yeah, may represents possibility. Okay, so second conclusion also follows because it's a valid possibility, right? If this is the case, then it is a valid possibility. So what is your answer here? Both conclusion 1 and 2 follows. Option 5 will be your answer. Some green may not be red is true, some green may be red, that's false, because some green is definitely red. It's not a possibility, it's a definite conclusion. So both the conclusions follow here. Option 5 is your answer. Next one. So the next question is on coded inequalities. There were actually 3 to 4 questions on coded inequalities. I have just chosen one question. So if you look at this is the given statement and these are the conclusions. So you have to see which of the conclusions follow. So if you look at the first conclusion, it is given n is greater than r. So very clearly, if you see the relationship between n and r, I know for sure that n is greater than r. So conclusion 1 is true. Look at the second conclusion. Second conclusion says u is less than or equal to n. So what is the relationship between u and n? See, what connects u and n is o. So I know n is equal to o and o is less than or equal to u. So if I combine this n, o and u together, this is what I get as the relationship between n and u. So what can I say here? I know for sure that u is greater than or equal to n. That means u less than or equal to n is false. So second conclusion does not follow. Third conclusion. In the third conclusion, you have to find out the relationship between u and q. Okay. See, here I know u is greater than or equal to n and n is equal to o greater than or equal to p is equal to q. So what can I say about the relationship between u and q? I know for sure that u is greater than or equal to q. So the third conclusion also follows. So here first conclusion and third conclusion follow and the second conclusion does not follow. So what is your answer? Option 3, that is only 1 and 3 are true. Very easy one, right? So all of you have got the answer correctly. Good. Let's move on to the next question. Next one. Which of the following symbols should be placed in the blank spaces respectively in the same order from left to right in order to complete the given expression in such a manner that makes the expression k greater than n and m greater than o definitely false. So what you have to see here is that they are asking definitely false. Okay, so don't miss that out. See which of these symbols will make the expression such a way that k greater than n and m greater than o definitely false. So what will come here? See, k greater than n should be false means k should be less than or equal to n. Similarly, m greater than o is also false means m should be less than or equal to o. So here if you look at the first option, right, if you put less than, greater than here, you have a less than and a greater than symbol that comes together between k and n. So what does that obviously mean? That obviously means that you cannot find out the relationship between k and n, correct? See, when there is a less than and a greater than symbol that comes between two variables, right, you cannot find out the relationship between these two variables. So you know for sure that option 1 is not true. Now look at the second option. So if you look at the second option, you have a less than symbol here, okay, and then there are two equal to's. So now I know for sure that definitely k is not greater than n, right? I know that. So the first this condition is satisfied. But if you see here, what will I get? This is greater than, correct? So M is greater than O. But the second condition fails when you look at the second option. Okay, see, if you look at the second option, the first condition, that is K greater than N, is not true, is satisfied, but I get M is greater than O, which cannot be possible. So the second option fails. Look at the third option. If you look at the third option, you have less than, equal to, less than. So in this case, I know for sure K is not greater than N. First condition is satisfied. Second condition, again M becomes less than O. So the second condition is also satisfied. So both the conditions are satisfied when you put in option 3. So option 3 has to be your answer. That is K less than L is equal to M is equal to N less than O. So that means here K becomes less than N and M becomes less than O. So option 3 is your correct answer. You just have to eliminate the remaining options and arrive at the correct answer option. See, this answer option, as I said, when you have between two variables less than and greater than symbol that come together, generally you will not be able to find the relationship between the two variables. So you can eliminate it directly. Next one. Next question is on directions. Try this and tell me the answers for the questions. So how will you solve this? What is given here? P greater than Q means P is 1 meter to the left of Q. Okay. So here see, greater than symbol means left, less than symbol means south, equal to means right, and plus means north. Okay, that's what you need to know. So here what are they saying? P less than R. That means P is 1 meter to the left of R. So how will you draw that? P less than R, right? So less than means south. So P is 1 meter to the south of R. So if you have a point R, P is 1 meter to the south of R. R is equal to A. Equal to means right. Right? So what does that mean? R is 1 meter to the right of A. So R is 1 meter to the right of A means if this is A, 1 meter to the right of A is R. Then A less than U. Less than again means south. So A is 1 meter to the south of U. So if this is A is 1 meter to the south of U. What is the question here? What is the value of PA plus RU? So what is PA? PA is this value. This is like a right angle triangle. So root of 1 squared plus 1 squared, that is root of 1 plus 1, that is root of 2. Similarly here you have RU. What is the length of RU? Again root of 1 squared plus 1 squared, that is root 2. So what is the value of PA plus RU? Root 2 plus root 2, that is equal to 2 root 2. So your answer is option 4, 2 root 2. Next question. According to M plus P greater than T plus G, what is the shortest distance between G and M? According to M plus P greater T plus G, what is the shortest distance between G and M? So what does M plus P mean here? M plus P means plus means north, correct? So M is to the north of P. So M is to the north of P. So you have, let's say this is P, this is going to be M. Now P greater than T means P is to the left of T. All the distance everywhere is 1 meter, right? So P greater than T means P is to the left of T. So if this is T, P is to the left of T. Now T plus G. So again plus means north. So T plus G means T is to the north of G. So if this is G, this is T. So 1, 1, 1. That's what you have. Now what is the question? What is the shortest distance between G and M? You have to find out this distance. So what is this length? Actually this length is 1 plus 1, that is 2, and this length, right, between these two is 1. So what should you do? So it's like a right angle triangle, right? See, it's like you have to find out the hypotenuse here. So this is the right angle triangle that we are considering. You know this length is 2 and this length is 1. So what should you do? You should do root of 2 squared plus 1 squared, which is equal to root of 5. So your answer here, what is the shortest distance between G and M? That is nothing but the hypotenuse, which is equal to option 4, root 5. Okay, clear? So the answer here is root 5 meters. Very easy set, right? This was. There was, I think, one more question following this set. So all these questions you could have definitely scored marks and got it correct as well in very less time. Now next one. Now let's continue. Let's look at the next question. So the next question here is on assignments. So they are talking about 7 friends. There are 4 boys and 3 girls studying in an engineering college. 3 of them are in mechanical stream, 2 study in IT and computer science each, and they attend 3 different clubs, W1, W2 and W3. So based on the following information, you have to answer the questions that follow. So first try to read the given information and try to assign each person to their respective stream and their club. What is given here? A, B, C, D, E, F and G are 7 students. 4 boys and 3 girls studying in an engineering college. 3 of them study in mechanical stream and 2 each study in IT and computer science stream. They also attend 3 different clubs, W1, W2 and W3. So first thing that we need to do is we need to divide them into 3 different streams. So that is mechanical, IT and CS. So there will be 3 students in mechanical, 2 students in IT and 2 students in CS. Now F and his brother G study in the IT department. So F and G study in the IT department. So IT department is already filled, right? But they attend different clubs. So F and D do not attend the same club. Okay. Now A studies in mechanical and she plays W1 but is not in the same club as C or E. So A studies in mechanical. Now another thing that we have to find out here is that who are the boys and who are the girls. Okay, so boys and girls. So I am just going to write that down here as well. See, F and his brother study, G, okay, study in IT department. So 2 boys in the group are F and G. Similarly, A studies in mechanical and she plays in W1. So one of the girls is A. Okay, now so one way to segregate them is to according to the branch of study. The next way is to find out which club each person belongs to. Okay, W1, W2, W3. Now I know for sure that A is going to W1. Okay, and they are saying that A studies in mechanical, she plays W1 but she is not in the same club as C or E. So what does that mean? C and E do not belong to club W1. So C and E should either belong to club W2 or W3. We don't know which club. Next, E does not study either with B nor C. Okay, then they are saying B does not study or attend the same club as her friend A. So look at this statement. B does not study with or attend the same club as her friend A. Okay, so again I know that B is a female, right? See, B does not attend the club as her friend A. So B is the other female person in the group and B is not studying also with A. So here if you look at the branch wise division, F and G are already in IT. So IT is already taken and done and B cannot be in the mechanical department. So obviously B has to be in the computer science department. Okay, then next one more information, that is, let us look at this statement C now. E studies with neither B or C. Okay, so E studies neither with B or C. So if I say E is here, can I put E here? No, I cannot put E here because E cannot study with B. B is already there in the CS department. So E obviously has to be here and C has to be here. So the people studying in the CS department will be BC and the people in the mechanical department have to be A, E and D. So this part of the question is done. Okay, mechanical AED, IT FNG, and CS BNC. Okay, now let's continue with the club part. So here they say E studies neither with B or C, I have used that. Then B does not study or attend the same college as her friend A. So B also belongs to either W2 or W3. So I can say B, C and E. We have to distribute them in W2 or W3. We don't know which one belongs to which club. Then next statement says F attends the same club as his friend E, who is also a boy. F attends the same club as his friend E. So F and E belong to the same club. Okay, E who is also a boy. So the other boy in the group is E, but not the same club as B, C or G. So if F and E are in one club, let's say W2 or W3, any one club, this C and C and B should be in the other one, right? See, we have free still here. Now at this point, right, when we have to find out the club, we will have to try with two possibilities. Okay, now I know A is in W1. Now the first possibility, see what are they saying? They are saying that F and E should be in the same club. I know for sure that E is either in club 2 or in club 3. So first let me assume E is in club 2, that is one case. Now the second case is where E is in club 3. So if E is in club 2 here, then F will also be in club 2 because F and E are in the same club. If E is in club 3, then F and E are in the same club here. Now next, what are they said here? F attends the same club as his friend E, who is also a boy, but not the same club as B, C or G. Now if you look at B and C, we know B and C belong to club 2 or 3 only. So if the first case is our answer, the first case is our correct case, then in that case B and C will be here, they have to be in W3. Similarly, if the second case is the correct one, okay, B and C will have to be in W2. Then the last statement says D does not attend the same club as C, G or E. So D does not attend the same club as C or E and also G. So obviously D has to be here, right? D has to be with A. Now where do I put G? That is the only person who is left, right, to put in a club is G. Here if you see, they have given that F and G will attend different clubs. So if F is here, obviously G has to be here, or if F is here, obviously G has to be here. So for this question we get two possibilities and both the possibilities seem to be correct, right? Both of them are not violating any rule. What we know is that either F and D has to be in W2 or F and D has to be in W3. According to that, position of B, C, G will change. Okay, so for this question you end up getting two possibilities when you look at the clubs in which you have to allocate them. But if you look at the streams that they are studying in, you get only one correct possibility. Now let's look at the questions that follow. First question, if D and G interchange their clubs satisfying all the other conditions such that the ratio of the boys in the club is undisturbed, then which of the following represents boys? So if you look at boys, okay, you already know F, G and E are boys. Now what is happening here? See, you have to find out who are the boys in the group. Now what is happening? D and G are interchanging their positions. So if I look at the first club, right, if I look at the first club, who is A is a female and D is a male. So what are they saying in the question? When D and G interchange their position, that is when G comes here and D goes here, what does not change? They say that the ratio of boys in the club is undisturbed. So already there was one girl and one boy, right? Or sorry, basically see, G is a boy, correct? So let us say earlier there was one girl and one boy, now also there is one girl and one boy. See, I know A is a female, G is a male. So now there is one girl and one boy. So earlier also there was one girl and one boy, correct? So what does that mean? That means that D is definitely a male member. If the condition that they have given is correct, D is definitely a male member, because when D and G interchange their position, they are saying that the number of boys in the club, right, that does not change. So what does that mean? Obviously D is the next boy that we are looking at. See, we already know that F, G and E are boys. So who is the fourth boy in the group? F, G, E and D. So what will be the answer for this question? Which of the following represents boys? D, E, F and G. If D and G interchange their clubs, satisfying all the other conditions such that the ratio of the boys in the club is undisturbed. When will the ratio be undisturbed? Ratio will be undisturbed when D and G are of the same gender, correct? I already know G is a male person, so D will also be a male person. Okay, next question. Which of the following represents the girls if computer stream has only one boy out of the 7 students? So which are the girls whom we already know? We know A and B are girls. Now computer science department has B and C. Now out of B and C, I know B is a girl, right? B is a girl. Now what are they saying? Which of the following represents girl if computer stream has only one boy? So computer stream has only one boy means who is the boy in the computer stream? It has to be C. So computer science has one boy means C is a boy. So again, who are the boys then? The boys will become, right, in the second question, according to the second question, the boys here will be F, G, E and C, right? These will be the boys, boy, girl, okay? This will be the boys. Then who will be the girls in the second case? The girls will be A, B and D. This has to be the girls according to the information given. So A, B and D will be your answer. Which of the following represent girls if computer stream has only one boy? So the one boy in the computer stream is C. So your boys will become C, F, G and E. So who are the girls? A, B and D have to be the girls. Then if D and G interchange their club satisfying all other conditions, which of the following will be in the W1 club? So who was there in the W1 club earlier? A and D was there. Now who will be there? A and G will be there. Answer is option 2. First, before placing G, okay, you place D. Now D cannot be here or here, so obviously D has to be with A, and they have also said here that D cannot attend with G. So obviously G has to be in W2 or W3, where they have further said that G cannot be with F. So obviously G has to be in first case it has to be in club 3, and the second case it has to be in club 2. So there will only be 2 possibilities, okay, no 3 possibilities, no 4 possibilities. Next one. The next question is on coding decoding. This is a very easy one, very direct question. You just have to cross check and find out the code for each given word. So what is the code for arm? Okay, now arm is there in this statement and this statement alone. Nowhere else the word arm comes. Similarly, if you compare these two statements, statement 2 and 4, there is one more word that is common, broke. Okay, so what are the common codes here? LA and BO, LA and BO. Now broke doesn't appear anywhere else in any of the given statements. Similarly, arm doesn't appear in any of the other statements. So what we can say is that if you look at broke and arm, right, their codes are LA and BO, but we don't know which is the code for what. So if they ask us what is the code for arm, I know only for sure that it is either LA or BO. So what will be the answer for the first one? Option 2, BO or LA. Next one, what is the code for down? Where is the word down coming? See here, I went down to his home. He fell down from tree. So the word down is common in statement 1 and 3, and this is the only word that is common in statement 1 and 3. So which is the common code in both the statements? It is so. So what will be the code for down? It has to be so. That is option 1. So in this question there were 2-3 questions also following this. Again, the way to solve the questions were just directly compare and find the code. So the answer for this question is option 1, so. Next. So now take the next 1 or 2 minutes, try out this one. So here they are talking about 4 families who are attending a marriage, and they have given the order in which each family comes, and we have to find out who is the husband, who is the wife in the family, and about the details about the children. See, this was a fairly easy one. What is given here? 4 families decided to attend a marriage ceremony of one of their colleagues. One family has no kids, while the others have at least 1 kid each. Each family with kids have at least 1 kid attending the marriage. Given below is some information about the families who reached when to attend the marriage. So there are 4 families. Okay. Now the family with 2 kids came just before the family with no kids. Shanti does not have any kids, and Shanti reached just before Sri Devi. So Shanti, okay, Shanti has no kids or 0 kids, right? And she reached just before Sri Devi. So Shanti reached before Sri Devi. The family with 2 kids came just before the family with no kids. So Shanti is the family with no kids. So the family with 2 kids reached just before Shanti. Sunil and his wife reached last with their only kid. Now I don't know where Sunil will be. See, Sunil and his wife can be a separate set here, or Sunil can be the wife of Sri Devi. We don't know. Let us wait for that. Then what else is given? See, Joya came before Shanti and met Anita when she reached the venue. So Joya came before Shanti and met Anita when she reached the venue. So Joya has come before Shanti, but Anita has come before Joya itself, because Joya met Anita when she reached the venue. So where should Joya be? Obviously, so this has to be Joya and this has to be Anita. So the first family that comes will be Anita's family, second family has to be Joya's family, third family has to be Shanti's family, and fourth family has to be Sri Devi's family. Now, so now it is more clear, right? So Sunil and his wife reached last with their only kid. So who is the wife of Sunil? Sri Devi. So Sunil, Sri Devi, and they have 1 child. That is 1 couple. Now Anil is not the husband of Joya, and Anil and Raj are fathers. So basically Anil and Raj, both of them have children. So obviously Anil and Raj cannot come here. Anil and Raj have to be here and here. Now they have also mentioned that Anil is not the husband of Joya. So who is the husband of Joya? It has to be Raj, and this has to be Anil. So if this is Raj and Anil, who is the person, who is the husband of Shanti? Raman is the husband of Shanti. Then it is said that Raj said his son could not come because of his exam. Okay. Now how many children do Anita have? We don't know, right? Is there any information that is given? We know they have at least 1 child, but we don't know how many children they have. We know that Sri Devi and Anita's daughters go to the same school. So obviously Anita has a daughter, but whether she has only 1 daughter and all, we don't know. Sri Devi has 1 child who is a girl, right? Daughter. Okay, anyway, let us look at the questions. What is the first question? Which woman arrived third? Who arrived third? According to the given information, you can see that Shanti has arrived third. So Shanti arrived third. Next, name the correct pair of husband and wife. Sunil and Sri Devi. That's the correct pair. Correct? Now, of the following pairs, whose daughter go to the same school? See, whose daughter go to the same school? Anita and Sri Devi's daughter go to the same school, or Anil and Sunil's daughters go to the same school. Whose family is known to have more than 1 kid for certain? Whose family has definitely more than 1 kid? Raj's family, I know for sure, have 2 kids. Option 2 is your answer. Next one. The next question is on coded relations. Study the following information carefully and answer the questions given below. So you are given some information like this. $N means M is N's mother. M#N means M is N's father. M is N's brother. M is N's sister, and so on. So based on that, you have to find out which of the following is true. See, there are one way to solve this question is directly look at the information and draw the diagram accordingly. Okay, so let us there are two ways in which you can approach this question. We'll try out both the ways. So here first I'm going to try it with the first method, r hash p. Now what does r hash p means? R is P's father. So r is P's father. So he is a male member. Okay, now then see, and in the question if you see, they are asking the relationship between R and Q. Okay, now $Q, $Q means P is Q's mother. So P is Q's mother. So this is what you have. Now what is the relationship between R and Q? R is Q's grandfather, correct? R is Q's grandfather. So R is not Q's uncle. So the correct answer will be option 2. This is one way in which you can solve it. The other way to solve this question is, see, we know for sure that R is P's paternal grandfather, but in the option they have given maternal or paternal. So there is no confusion. You can mark 2 as your answer option. Now the other way to approach this question is by looking at the generation gap. Okay, see what is given here. This is one way. This is also easy, not that this is difficult. The other way to solve it is look at the generation gap. See, first thing, generation gap and gender, okay, of R. Now first thing that you know here is R hash P means R is P's father. That means R is a male member. So the gender of R is male. So if you look at the options now, okay, if you look at the options, first option says R is Q's maternal uncle. Okay, let's keep that option there. Look at the third option. R is Q's grandmother. Is that possible? Not possible, because I know for sure that R is a male person. So using the gender technique, you can say that option 3 is wrong. Now next one. Again, R hash P means that R is P's father. So obviously P and R are not niece and nephew, right? So the fourth option can also be directly eliminated. Now if you look at the generation gap between R and Q, what is the generation gap between R and Q? See, R is P's father. So generation gap between R and P is 1. Similarly, P is Q's mother. So generation gap between P and Q is 1. So if you look at R and Q, the generation gap between R and Q is 1 plus 1, that is 2. So again I can eliminate option 1, because according to option 1, R is Q's maternal uncle. So if R is Q's maternal uncle, then the generation gap between R and Q is only 1. But that's not the case. The generation gap between R and Q is 2. So obviously the option has to be R is Q's paternal or maternal grandfather. Now there is an option none of these also. So again you cannot say for sure that this will be the correct option. You will still have to check. So depending on the options given, see, let us say if this none of these none true option is not even there, then the best way to solve it is using the gender and generation gap technique. Very easily you can say the answer is option 2. But since none true is also there, it's better to do it this way. Okay, so that you will not go wrong. Next one. In a coded language, A, B, C @ and percentage are represented by 7, 6, 3, 11, 2 and 4 respectively. When any two symbols are used together, the first symbol represents the hour hand and the second symbol represents the minute hand of the clock. So if I have @ and B, this @ is 11 and B is the minutes. Okay, so B represents 6. So 6, when it comes to minutes, it is 30 minutes. Correct? So A percentage means 7, 20 and so on. And they are saying that all the time is PM. Okay. So there are a few questions following that. So what are they saying? They are saying that in a coded language, so let's say if you have a clock, okay, so 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's your clock. Now here A, B, C, okay, represents 7, 6 and 3. So A, B, C, and then at the rate of hash percentage 11, 2, 4. Okay. So this is what is given. Okay, I have just written down the information here in this page so that it's easier for us to solve the questions. Okay, this is all they have given. They say that 11 is represented by at the rate of, 2 is represented by hash, 3 is represented by C, 4 is represented by percentage, 6 is represented by B, and 7 by A. And whenever they are representing time using two symbols, the first symbol stands for the hour and the second symbol stands for the minutes. Now look at the first question. A train takes 5 hours to reach Bhopal from Mysore. The exact time of the train from Mysore is percentage hash. Now what is this time? Percentage hash means 4. Percentage means 4. So 4 hours. Hash means what? 2. So if the minute hand is at 2, that means 10 minutes. So the normal time, the scheduled time of the train is 4:10. But due to some technical problem, the train is late by 2 hours 10 minutes. So what is the normal time the train takes to reach Bhopal from Mysore? The train will leave at 4:10 and it will take 5 hours, or the train has to reach at 9:10. Correct? Now today, due to some technical problem, the train is late by 2 hours and 10 minutes. So in what time is the train reaching? 2 hours 10 minutes is taking extra, or it is reaching only at 11:20. Then when is the train reaching Bhopal? The train is reaching Bhopal at 11:20. So 11 means at the rate of, now 20 minutes means the hand of the clock is at 4. So at the rate of an percentage. That should be the time. Option 1. Again a very easy set. Okay. Next one. If A takes 40 minutes to reach Delhi airport from his home and his flight is scheduled at CA. Now what does time CA represent? C represents 3. And what is A? A is 7. So if the minute hand is in 7, that is 3:35. So the time for the flight is 3:35, and A takes 40 minutes to reach the airport from his house. And what time should he leave from his house to reach the airport? 35 minutes earlier. So if A has to reach the airport 35 minutes earlier, that means the flight is at 3:35. So A has to reach the airport at 3 o'clock. So if A has to reach the airport at 3 o'clock, when should he leave? He should leave 40 minutes earlier than 3 o'clock, or he should leave at what time? At 2:20. Correct? So if he leaves only at 2:20, he will reach the airport at 3 o'clock, which is 35 minutes before the flight. So what time should he leave the house? 2:20 in terms of the symbol, how will you say? 2 is hash. Now 20 is again 4. So percentage. So hash percentage will be your answer. Is that there in the options? It's not there. So your answer will be none of these. See, don't mark this as your answer. If this represents time 4:10. Okay, we are looking for time 2:20. So your answer will be option 5, none of these. Next one. So try this question and tell me once you are done, and then I will start solving it. What is given here? 8 friends A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H are sitting around a circular table, but not necessarily in the same order. 4 of them are facing inside and the others are facing outside. All the 8 friends eat 8 different dishes as given below. Then A eats sandwich, F is sitting third to the right of the person who is eating ice cream. D eats french fries and faces the person who eats noodles. Then some information is given. Finally they are saying no 2 persons facing the same direction sit adjacent to each other. Now that is a very good clue that they have given. There are 8 people sitting around a circular table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. First I am going to use this line. D eats french fries and faces the person who eats noodles. So D eats french fries and faces the person who eats noodles, means D is facing inwards and he is facing the person who is eating noodles. So this thing I have fixed. Now if I have fixed, what can I say? If D is facing inwards, his neighbors have to face outwards, right? No two persons facing the same direction sit adjacent to each other. So using this I can mark the directions in which each person is facing now. So this is D, French fries, and this is noodles. Now next, what information do we use? They are saying that E is on the immediate left of D. So E has to be here. Left of D is this side. E is facing inwards. So this is the left and this is the right of D. So E is to the left of, immediate left of D. Then E is sitting between the person who eats French fries and the person who eats pasta. So E is between French fries, and so this has to be pasta. Then H is the immediate neighbor of the person who eats sandwich and noodles. So either H is here. If H is here, then this has to be sandwich. Not possible, right? So H is here. H is between noodles and sandwich. So this has to be H, and this has to be the person who eats sandwich, and it is already given that A eats sandwich. So this is A. Then what next? What do we fix? C eats tepla, and G is sitting third to the right of B who eats paratha. See, C eats tepla and B eats paratha. Now we have two places where we can place C and B. So C and B has to be here or here. One has to be C and one has to be B. We don't know which it is. Okay. Now how do I fix that? See, it is given that G sits third to the right of B who eats paratha. So if I say this is B, if I say this is B, G sits third to the right of B. So 1, 2, 3. This has to be G. So not possible. So this cannot be B. But if I say this is B, if this is B, then what happens? Third to the right of B means 1, 2, 3. Yes, this can be G. So this has to be B who eats paratha, and this has to be C who eats tepla. So like this I can fix B and C. Now who are we left with? Ice cream and burger. Correct. The person who eats ice cream is facing in the same direction as the person who eats burger. Okay, that's correct. Now C eats tepla I have used. F is sitting third to the right of the person who eats ice cream. So if this is the person who is eating ice cream, then which should be F? 1, 2, 3. Not possible. So this has to be the person who eats ice cream for sure. If this is the person who is eating ice cream, F is sitting third to the right of this person, and this has to be F. Okay, and so that is ice cream, this is F, and who is this? This is going to be burger. So this is your final arrangement. It's a fairly easy one. Okay, only thing, information you will have to take from here and there. Okay, it's not like in order, the information is not given in order, only you have to read it once and then decide which lines to use first. So this should be your final arrangement: A sandwich, B paratha, D French fries, E ice cream, G pasta, C tepla, and F noodles, H burger. Let's look at the questions that follow. Pasta is related to sandwich. In the same manner, which dish is related to tepla? Pasta is related to sandwich. Pasta is opposite to sandwich, correct? So opposite to tepla is paratha. So what will be your answer for the first question? The answer for the first question will be paratha. Which of the following friend sits to the immediate left of G? So who sits to the immediate left of G? So this is the left of G. C sits to the immediate left of G. Or the person who eats tepla sits to the immediate left of G. Which of the following friends eat noodles? Who eats noodles? F eats noodles. 4 of the following are alike. Which one does not belong to the group? So here if you see A, D, F, G, all of them are facing inwards. H alone is facing outwards. So who is your odd one out here? H is your odd one out. Got it? Next one. So this is on ranking. In a row of students, Raksha is 10th to the left of Surabhi, who is 40th from the left end. Raksha is 41st from the right end. Kundan is standing at the extreme right, and then based on that questions is given. Now let us first try to draw the diagram, the line here in a row of students. Okay, there are a row of students. Raksha is 10th to the left of Surabhi, who is 40th from the left end. So if this is Surabhi, Surabhi is 40th, okay, from the left end. From this end, Surabhi is 40th, and Raksha is 10th to the left of Surabhi. So Raksha is somewhere here, okay. She is 10th to the left of Surabhi, or she is 10 positions before Surabhi from this end of the line, or I can say Raksha is 30th from the left end. Now it is also given that Raksha is 41st from the right end. So from the right end, if you see, Raksha's position is 41st. So if you look at Raksha's position, she is 30th from the left end and she is 41st from the right end. So totally how many people are there in the line? So L plus, if a position of a person from the left end and the right end is given, the total number of people in the line is nothing but L plus R minus 1, or that is nothing but 41 plus 30 minus 1, which is equal to 70. So I can say that there are 70 people in this line altogether. So if you look at the second question, now you can answer the second question, right? What is the strength? The strength is 70. Now let us look at the previous question. Now what is asked here? Kundan interchanges his position with, okay, where is Kundan standing? Kundan is standing at the extreme right. So he is, this is Kundan, and he is the 70th person basically. Okay, he is a 70th person in the row. Now he is interchanging his position with Sushama, who is 5th from the left side. So this is Sushama. She is 5th from the left end. So Kundan is coming here. Okay, so Sushama is going here and Kundan is coming here. Now what is happening? How many students are standing between Kundan and Raksha? So Kundan is 5th, Sushama is 30th. So how many people will be there between them? See, how will you do that? See, if I say I am second, okay, I am standing second from the left end, okay. This is A. A is standing second from the left end and B is standing 4th from the left end. Okay, so if how do I find out how many people are there between A and B? I do 4 minus 2 minus 1, that is position of B minus position of A minus 1, correct? Position of B minus position of A minus 1. Basically there will be only one person, right? He is the second, so there will be one person who is the third and B is the 4th person, right? So how the calculation that we do is 4 minus 2 minus 1, that is 2 minus 1, which is equal to 1. Same way here, Kundan is 5th from the left end, Raksha is 30th from the left end. So how many people are there between them? 30 minus 5 minus 1, it is 24. So the answer for the first question will be 24, option 2. The position of Raksha minus position of Kundan minus 1, that will be your answer. This is the logic involved. Yes, got the answer correctly? So with that, we are finishing the questions that were asked in the paper. Now, so the 7th question was on coded inequalities, okay. So I'll just share my screen and write down the question and then I'll solve it so that you understand it better. This is the question. The statements that was given was P greater than Q less than or equal to T, X less than or equal to Z, P greater than or equal to S, S is equal to T and Z is less than T. And the conclusions that was given was S greater than X, Q greater than Z and P greater than X. You had to see which are the conclusions that follow, okay. Now how do you see? See, first conclusion, okay, is you have to find out the relationship between S and X. So how do I find out the relationship between S and X? See, I know S is equal to T and I know the relationship between P and T. So obviously I can find out the relationship between S and X, correct? So here S is equal to T means this is nothing but, if you look at the first statement, right, P greater than Q less than or equal to T, and I know T is equal to S. and also it is given that P is greater than or equal to S, right, and T is greater than Z. So T is greater than Z means S is greater than Z. Here I also know X is less than or equal to Z, or Z is greater than or equal to X. So now what is the question? The question is, what is the relationship between S and X? So I can say that S is greater than X is sure. So you just have to combine these statements and find out the relationship between S and X. So now we have arrived at the relationship between S and X. I can say S is greater than X, it is true. Okay, so the first conclusion follows. Now in the next you have to find out the relationship between Q and Z. Now how do I find out the relationship between Q and Z? See, I know S is greater than Z is greater than or equal to X, and here S is equal to T and Q is less than or equal to T, right? See, I am again combining these statements. So what is the relationship between Q and Z? Can I find out the relationship between Q and Z? See, I know here Q is less than or equal to T and T is greater than Z. So can I find out the relationship between Q and Z? Can I say for sure that Q is greater than Z? I can't, right? We have to find out the relationship between Q and Z. So Q is here, Z is here, Z also comes here. So here I know Q is less than or equal to T and T is greater than Z. So this is the relationship that I get between Q and Z. So I cannot say that Q is greater than Z. So this conclusion should not follow. There is no other way where I can find out the relationship between Q and Z. Okay, now next, third one is relationship between P and X. So here, where is P is here, X is here. So the variables involved are P, X, Z and T. Okay, so what can you say, what is the relationship between P and T? See, I know X is less than or equal to Z and Z is less than T, right? And we know T is equal to S, and here it is given P is greater than or equal to S. So I can say for sure P is greater than X. So this conclusion follows. So in this question, conclusion 1 and 3 will follow, conclusion 2 will not follow. So the correct answer here will be 1 and 3 follows. Only 1 and 3 will follow. Yes. Okay. So that is it. We have finished the questions in the paper. So anything else? Any other doubts? So otherwise I'll wind up the session. All those of you who are writing the examination this week, all the very best, and I wish you all best, and see, I pray that whatever you have prepared only comes in the examination. You are able to score really well. Keep in mind, choose the questions wisely. See, if the first few questions are difficult, don't waste your time with the first few questions itself. Skip through the paper. If there are easy questions, finish that first and come back to the difficult ones. Okay. So don't come back and tell me that, ma'am, I missed out a very easy data interpretation set or a very easy puzzle which was there towards the end of the paper. Choose the questions wisely and focus on the examination. One day before the examination, don't prepare much, have a nice sleep and then go the next day for the examination. Okay, so that is it from us for now, and I will see you in the next session, and this is Gayatri signing off. Till then, take care, good night, bye bye.